Hey, I've got the opportunity today to just ask a few questions to Rocky Granville. He's from Humble High School, and I'm really looking forward to hearing a coach's perspective. Coach, why did you choose coaching?
For me, coach, one of the big things was growing up in the neighborhood and in the area that I grew up that you're familiar with. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
from Live Oak area, Angleton, Texas. There aren't a lot of great influences around that were around me growing up. So the guys that looked out for me and the guys that took care of me and helped facilitate my growth were coaches. They're really involved in my education and my life, me becoming, a better man. And, as I went through school, it became, pretty apparent to me that's something that I wanted to give back to the game that I felt gave so much to me.
Awesome. What are some things you enjoy about coaching?
The things I enjoy about coaching is kind of, that point is, reaching young men, seeing them grow, seeing them, overcome certain things in their life, whether it be, personal obstacles or, sports related, football related, watching them grow and develop in all aspects of their lives, academically, with their character and reaching some of their, athletic goals as well. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Coach, what do you think it takes to be a good coach?
I think it takes a real commitment. Like, I don't think that you can go into coaching as a job, right? I think that you have to really feel that it's a calling. There are going to be different parts of your life that you need to structure to allow yourself to be successful as a coach. And I think you need to be fully invested in it and you need to be fully committed to it. You need to have a lot of respect for the game, a lot of respect for, the time and the work that everybody else is putting in and making sure that you're holding yourself to that standard and, really, just pushing yourself every day, continuously growing, continuously learning, reaching out to people, picking guys' brain. Like you just gotta keep the whole thing going, at all times. If you want to really be successful, you can't. It can't. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not I'm punching the clock and I'm doing a job, right? It's a calling. It's a passion. It's something that you got to continuously work on. Yeah.
Uh, Coach, how important is winning in this profession?
I mean, winning is part of the goal, right? Like I enjoy winning. You have fun winning, but it also depends on how you look at wins and how you quantify wins. To me, there's so many ways to get your win totals up. If you're getting involved in a young man's future and they're graduating when they didn't look like they were going to graduate, that's a big win, right? If you're getting some guys, you're helping some guys get into school and they didn't have any guidance at home, like the situation that I was describing with me, and you're helping them with their FAFSA and taking them to visits and just doing different things to help them, and they're able to get into school and you see them go on and have a good career, a good life, and become a good husband. That's a huge win, right? So I mean, winning is important. So, and I love competing, right? But I just look at so many ways to acquire those wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Coach, will you share some thoughts on what helped you become the person and the coach that you are today?
Oh, yes, sir. So when I was in high school, my high school coach came in going into my senior year. So I was a junior. We go through spring ball and we're going to have our spring game, right? We go through fourth quarter. We do all this hard work and I get voted team captain. And one of the things that our coaches talked to us about was when they came in, they saw a bunch of talent. They saw some guys that could really play ball or whatever. And the reason why we weren't having as much success there previously was the lack of discipline. So we get ready for our spring game. We go through the whole spring. We get ready for our spring game. I'm starting center, team captain, and defensive team captain, starting inside backer. So second play of the spring game, we get locked up. I mean, there's people there, families come out. It's high energy, and we lock up a little bit, after the whistle, right? We push and shove in, and we do some extracurricular, something that might get flagged in the game, right? And I spent the rest of my reps for that spring game, behind the offense in the push-up position, right? And I'm again team captain, National Honor Society. Like I wasn't a troublemaker, and I was really trying to do things the right way. But I was fired up, and it was spring game. It didn't really matter, right? But it was a wake-up call to me that that there's just things that we miss You know what I mean? That we weren't paying attention to as a program. And so, I still remember how we did our pregame. Pregame was all whistle command. And it was like, I mean, we looked like it was the drill, like, marching band or something like that. And it was synchronized and it was perfect. And we cared about it being perfect, right? And so what we lived by there at Angleton High School, and all of those guys that play ball with me will be able to tell you today, is be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, doing what you're supposed to be doing, the way you're supposed to do it, and do it that way every single day of your life. And that's what Coach Fulbright preached to me. And I think that, he called it the keys to success. And so, for me, it feels like every job, when guys are struggling, I'll encounter guys, in the office that are struggling, or they might get called down to the front office, or, you know what I mean? Or the head coach is having to have a talk with them, or, different things are going on where they're just struggling or whatever. And I revert back to those, right? It just clears stuff up for them. And then also, I think, just me understanding it and trying to live by it, it's just made everything that I encounter easier. And there's not many things other than, my faith, and that have touched me in that way, that, if I just go to it, and if I just think about it, and I just revert, to those teachings, right, it makes that part of my life easier.
I want to thank Coach Pat Fulbright for investing in this guy's life, because this guy is investing in so many other lives. And so he's passing the torch. And I hope this video has helped you as a coach to see some really important things about coaching, see what's mattered to Rocky and how it's influenced him. And this is an amazing young coach. Okay, this is Rocky Granville, and this has been A Coach's Perspective.